Hello everyone. This is Princess Caress here again. I'm here to do a kind of vlog and review for It's a Wig. It's a half wig called Runaway in the color number 1. And it's Futura friendly. And in the picture, I don't know if I can get it. It looks like she has got it all the way up to the edge of her hairline, which you could do, but I don't know about doing that because, I'm getting a little thin and around my temples. Um, but no, what I was also wanting to talk about is when well, he's not a teenager anymore. My son is 20, and now he's getting ready to move out, and he's found like the love of his life, and he's moving like 800 miles away, and he's my only child, and he's been sort of like my best friend for the longest, because where I live people aren't really all that friendly, but nowadays people aren't really all that friendly anymore as it is. uh, Even the neighbors kind of don't even talk anymore. It's like, come in, go out, don't even wave when you're. Well, so, the man across the street and his wife, he'll wave. They'll say hello, how are you, and how is your family and stuff. But nowadays people are so self-conceited they don't want to take the time or the interest in anybody else's life and how they're feeling. But I'm gonna cry. But I knew this time was gonna come. And I've known in my heart that he was gonna end up leaving sometime, but I just didn't realize how hard it is on a mother when a child, you see, it's always your child. Like, I'm the baby of the family. And now I know how my mother felt when I finally grew up. I mean, you want them to grow up, you want them to move on. But when you look in their face, you still see that little baby. And I just want the best for him, and I want things to go right. But you never know until you try. And I told him, I said, I respect your wishes, and you're courageous for wanting to go out into the world and live on your own. It's really tough nowadays with bills and health care and things like that. It's so hard. And you don't want your child to be hurt at all. You don't want your child to feel any pain. But everybody's got to live their own life. And every mother knows that day is going to come. But you just never think it's gonna happen so soon. I mean, he's 20, and with the economy and everything, there's people older than me that move back in with their parents, which would be really hard, because I mean that I couldn't. I mean, it's like putting two households together. So I mean, you have to do what you have to do. But to all those young people out there that were really, like, I know some kids, depending on their home situation, had to move out when they were like 15 or 16. I couldn't imagine doing that. I mean, I wanted to finish high school. I wanted to feel like I accomplished something in my life. But my child is the biggest and best accomplishment I could ever achieve. But I I'm so sorry to have to cry on this video, but Mother's Day's coming up, and it's gonna be hard. He won't even be home for Mother's Day. So I mean, that's like all the soldiers' moms and everything now. I mean, he's not overseas in the military, which would really scare me so bad because it's so dangerous. And but you know, it's like that song. You just have to live your life and hope you're making the right choices. I mean, you live and learn. And, you know, just like I told my mother, I'm from her, but I'm not her. I'm going to do what I want to do in my life, live my life the way I want to live it. So, to each his own, and I just have to wish him good luck. And I'm so sorry for letting all my feelings out, but I had to just do it. But I just want to say, this, I mean, it doesn't look all that, I have to admit, it's not all that hot looking, but you can't really tell till you try it on. This is really nice. And I wore it to the grocery store the other day, and this man come up to me, and he was like, he looked at me, and he's like, well, my hair's kind of messed up now because I changed my clothes. He's like, oh, is that your real hair? And he didn't touch me, which I'm glad that you're pregnant. People would like to touch you. I don't know why they want to do that. I don't want nobody touching me. I don't know. But he was like, is that your real hair? And he looked up real close, and I guess he tried to inspect it, see if he could see any tracks or anything. I was like, yes, that is your real hair. I'm like, oh my God, yeah, it's my real hair. I paid for it. I didn't tell him that, though. I'm just like, yes, it's my real hair. Nice to have a nice day. Hey. But it's a wig. It's my real hair. I own it. It's on my head, so it's mine. But anyway, this is my first. It's a wig. Well, it's a half wig. It says it up here. I didn't say it right. But I've never had it. It's a wig brand. Period. But this is my first time at the video log, and letting the whole world know how I feel. But this is fabulous style. Aside from the fact that I've been outside in the wind and it's been raining cats and dogs. But this is almost waist length, but you can tell it's waist length on her. But this is a nice, pretty style. Beautiful waves, and I don't know why you'd want to put a curling iron to it. Maybe if the ends with age get a little skanky looking, you can touch it up some, which I need to touch up my gray roots. But with my son wanting to move out, I'm surprised it hasn't turned any gray. I saw my first gray hair in my eyebrow the other day. I thought I was going to freak out. I'm like, oh my God, I got a gray hair in my eyebrows. But anyway, it's a wig brand. It's good enough to convince the man in the grocery store. But I'm going to try it one of these days with it when I get my roots colored, or use some of that. It's like brush on mascara to cover up your roots, which is kind of a wild idea, but you know, if you gotta get out to, you don't want everybody thinking you're 500 years old, which sometimes I feel. But you know, this is a good brand, and if it's alright, I might do another video log, I don't know. But have a good evening.